Oops. I don't know what. I'm getting ready, everyone. So let's see how it goes. This is not. I wonder. No, that's not working. 1 second. I'm trying to do something here. Hello, everyone. Just gonna wait a few minutes. Just in case someone comes. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. Show me higher. A little bit higher. That's not that much higher. Just trying to raise something. I bet I could do it with what? Hi, Coyote here. I'll just see if I can. Let's see if this will do what I kind of wanted to do. Yeah, so I have a. Do that. I have a lot of. So Coyote here. Hello. I was just seeing if I can get this a bit correct, so my eyes aren't completely blurry. Hello, Deborah. And I was hoping to see. Let's see a few little things out. I have all these crystals around me, such as the azeztulite, some black obsidian, a clear quartz, different shungites, pieces of noble shungite, another piece of azeztulite. I think I have a druzy, citrine, an apophyllite, a labradorite maybe, I think it's called. I always forget the name of this one little piece. It's very, very pretty. You can see it. It's in the geo. I think this is either labradorite or it's not the one that's azurite or something 23, because that's a different thing. It's got 23 different crystals in it. This one, I forget the name. I thought it began with AS, azurite, or labradorite, but I'll find out. All right, so I've got kyanite, malachite, my Mexican lace, my white calcite. Looks like teeth. I always think of like a shark teeth or an animal teeth or coral. Anyway, I just have a bunch of crystals. There's so many more packed away, but I have my blue. I love this. My blue Celestine heart. I have an amethyst heart tucked over there. It's not as large, but and then I put here the healer. Here's the healer. Let's show a little bit. This is the I think this is a healer citrine or a healer quartz. I wrote the name down somewhere. Anyway, this is it too. I wish I wrote the name down. So, how come I didn't write the name down? So I want to say that it is it's either healer citrine quartz or healer yellow healer quartz. Yeah, the citrine is something else. I think this is yellow healer quartz. So my intent is that I want to make it into a. If I can't do it, I'm going to find someone who can make it into a band, so I can wear it. It's actually prettier than I can get it here, but on it it would make a striking piece. And I'll share one more thing. I really love this. It caught my eye. I couldn't say no. So I took my shiny, yeah, this is again not the best lighting for this, how I can do it. So this is a piece of polished azeztulite, where this is a piece of raw azeztulite. It's just like a fancy name for a quartz that does everything. Does everything, protection and spiritual conduit, crystal conduit. But this one, like one side is more flat and one side is very bumpy and has lots of points. So I'm trying to get it where I'm going to be able to, part of what's here is going to become a spiral so I can actually wear it. But I'm finishing the top, and I really didn't want all the copper to be in the way. So I was trying to find a way to use this recycled copper that was part of LED lights, which is what the other there's these little nubs that are, they're not, maybe they were just, that's where the lights, they were lights. That's where the lights were, like fairy lights. So if you take all that out, you wouldn't have as long a copper piece. So I'm trying to recycle and make stuff with it very slowly. Because of this move that's in process, this moving and deciding and all that. Tonight, I had where I wanted to just thank you. I wanted to just so getting up and down. I'm so sure those round halo lights probably make all the world of difference. Thinking instead of just this thing. And I could try it out on StreamYard, and then or just delete these things so they don't stay around. I also thought I had at least I thought I saved some of these. I gave a lot away, so I could keep crystals in pouches and carry them. But apparently, either they're packed away so good and I haven't found them where there's not a lot of stuff I have packed. But I mean, everything's packed. But where they're packed, if they are, is not so deep I can't find it. It's just in the mix of pulling things out that I may have layered them in a smaller package. And so to find them is a task. Not impossible, but I would probably need to set a good half hour aside just to gently go through everything and put things back. Okay, so tonight I was looking at navigating our envisioning, our creativity, I call it envisioning during these are intense times and magical times. And so what I wanted to bring up was a couple of different issues before I started card reading. One that I can't speak to a lot right now, but I know I've done cord cutting work in the past. I know if you go online and look up cord cutting ceremony or how to do a cord cutting ceremony, you will find examples. I was looking for an example via a writer named Tony Stubbs, Stubbs, and I think he used to channel Seraphis Ray, and there's a book, and it might be even called an Ascension Handbook, which I had years and years ago. I had someone come cut cords, having Archangel Michael help. You cut cords that are attachments to people, situations where you see them and you talk to them and so forth. Some are doing, some rural people who are very, very well known will be doing a cord cutting ceremony tomorrow, I believe, and they are suggesting a price, and they also will do a deferred or scholarship price, like maybe it'll cost you $56 instead of $111. This you can find out through Eldora and Schumann, their site, which I think it's called eldoraandsaman.love. I think that's their site. I think they're a very lovely couple, and I think they have a lot of great things to say, and probably in many cases spot on. And they resonate to a certain group of people. I like listening to them because they're always so fun and loving and cheery when I do listen to them. I don't, I can't say that I'm a complete follower or disciple of a lot of any one particular because I'm changing so much. And even if 1,000, even if 43,000 people started just tuning in to listen to me, it is all about your empowerment. It is all about activating your power within. It is all about your mastery. It is all about you being psychic. And basically, we are mentoring each other to our into our heights, our mastery, our knowing. So along the way, if I am spiritual teacher or leader, along the way, while I'd like to make a living doing my infused transformational transmutation art and all the things that I'll do in the healing ray and all that cosmic energy stuff that I want to send out and share and give to people and uplift people, at some point, we're all masters. And when we finally get to that or are that, yes, people may donate to us and our lives will still be abundant and still be prosperous, but it's really helping, it's really assisting others to their mastery. In all of us, are we remembering, having temporarily forgot, due to all our programs and all our life experiences, living in the herd mentality and surviving and or thriving in the herd unit in the lower density of 3 and 4D. So a lot of us, we're not always staying in 3, definitely, mostly in 4, going into 5, and of course, aspiring still on the planet to strive to higher, like why not 7th density, 11th density, like, so you are helping me just as much as I wish that I'm helping you. That gives me great happiness and great joy and fun, a lot of fun. You are my group, my tribe, my socialization. So so I wanted the card reading to really support envisioning during this magical time, this historical time, like what it will give us to support us, emotionally and as we envision and step into and take on our mastery, take on our power, like that. I want to say that what card that actually jumped out when I was naming what tonight would be about was the King of Earth. And I haven't looked up anything yet about the King of Earth. I was going to read about that. In fact, tonight when I do the reading, I may read from both of the handbooks. And a part of what's happening with me on my journey as a spiritual teacher, leader, and card reader, I'm taking a different look at what the authors had to say about the creation of their cards. Because I don't feel like they did any of their cards haphazardly and thought whoever helped them illustrate or if they illustrated on their own, there's not anything added to the cards that's done just, oh, I'll stick this in there. It had to be a felt experience to create the card, and especially the two decks that I have are very spiritual, clean, clear, feel good. I think a lot of accurateness to them as well as perhaps the synchronicity and serendipitous occurrences that happen when I do use the card. So before I go into the oracle, and I will still read card numbers, and I will still, give that overall card number and tarot at the end. This card came up as a theme, so I wanted to include it, to read it, and we'll also see how everything ties together. It's very interesting the way that I'm starting to unfold using the cards, because for me, I had not consciously known it was going to come like that, like sort of incorporating numbers or colors, or, and certainly if I were doing a reading for you one-on-one, I'd probably even do more colors, do tones and vibrations, and it might include a few more things, but I remember what I remember and give the numbers and go through the cards tonight as we do. And kind of being on for an hour is probably a good length of time for anyone to listen, between that 50 minutes and an hour and 10, so that you can do other things as well. And I feel like at sometimes when I talk, if you miss a little bit, even a sentence, it sort of is like if you can see or hear the whole thing, there's something that grabs you. That's what I'm thinking that happens throughout this that I present. So let's have some fun. Talk as you like. Oh, you think it's labradorite? Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll look it up again, and I do appreciate you saying that. I really do, Deborah. Thank you. I hope that gosh, what's her name? Can't think of her name. Danny Ely. I thought she might be here tonight. So wherever you are, Danny, if you see this again, and I hope you'll get to hear this, I'll give you a little poke. Yeah. So King of Earth, let's just go to that for a second. And I have some really new, whoops, I just dropped the matches. I bought this new copal, and I really want to go back to the store and get more because it truly smells like copal, like the wood itself. If you ever get is that not the copal? What is it? Santo Palo, excuse me. Yeah, Palo Santo. That's backwards, but Palo Santo, right? So this is about, it just doesn't clear the energy field. It clears from evil, negative entity. If they don't like it, they stay away. It's very spiritual incense. And usually it will come in pieces or sticks of wood, about 3 inches long. And I don't know, about quarter of an inch, like in diameter, maybe half, not quite half an inch. It doesn't stay lit. It's almost like they need to be thrown into the bonfire or a fire pit, and then no problem, because it'll burn like, like other wood, tinder wood. But for your room or for doing ceremony or for just being around, it doesn't stay lit. So I have this other Palo Santo, which it burns a lot slower. It doesn't smell as true or intense. I wouldn't discourage anyone from getting this particular one. It's still great, but the owner of the shop I went to introduced me to this, and I really loved it. So I got I got 2 packages. I would get a couple more because it's like I already have burned like 3. Like this might be my 4th one, which I'm going to do as soon as I retrieve my matches. So I'm going to disappear for a moment. All right, and I'm probably going to open the window because it's that intense. My dad, whom I live with, he may not care for this scent. Some people, they just and it burns right away. Like it burns right away. It does. So I'm going to put it where I'm putting it. Open the window. Open this window. Some birds are singing actually, and it's dark here. Not really cool. They're anticipating official spring, I guess. All right, so we've got a little bit of my crystals there, and crystals are around me. Well, I'm just going to read. So, King of Earth. I wonder, well, can't really. Can you stay here without falling? Maybe not. Maybe I could get him to stay just a little bit. Okay, King of Earth. So he came up with the title when I want to say envisioning, navigating our envisioning or our creativity for manifesting, bringing things in during these intense magical times. So King of Earth. Just fire and earth. All right. Now, the equinox is 17th to the 22nd, 17th to the 21st. It's all about manifestation. It's really intense. Oh, Schumann resonance. That's what I didn't look up. I didn't look up today's Schumann resonance. I wanted to include resonance. I didn't want to include it. I will in the next reading. I will do that because what the King of Earth is about, enterprising, philanthropy, ability to attract abundance and wealth, magnanimous, conscious manifesting a reliable leader. So we can consider ourselves during this time navigating our envisioning for what we desire during these intense times, enterprising, philanthropy, ability to attract abundant wealth, magnanimous consciousness manifesting a reliable leader. I have trust and faith in the invisible, and I know it will manifest in the realm of form the way I need it. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere because I am competent and committed. I'm ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. I manifest all that I desire, consciously aware of the need to stay focused and grounded in the everyday work required. So, in case you missed that, I'm going to say it one more time because it's really powerful. So, the author has interpreted this image. I have trust and faith in the invisible and know it will manifest in the realm of form in the way I need it to. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere because I am competent and committed. I am ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. I manifest all that I desire, consciously aware of the need to stay focused and grounded in the everyday work required. That was, in terms of my title, that was really cool. Now, I didn't know consciously that that would support. I think it very well support. And you can see this man, this is a king, a leader, solid, grounded. He's got these great antennas of power there, the antlers, from a deer, an elk, bold, all natural, wise. And let me just see if I think he has a little glint in his eye. He's kind of scrutinizing the situation. He could very well come out with a bold statement, or he could come out and kind of fool you into a joke. So, King of Earth. Now, I want to see how our cards will speak to us. So, the King of Earth, does he have a number? The kings I thought were number 4s. Or 14s. That I don't remember, so I'm not going to include that just right now. So you can get on to the situations. And all I've done is put a shungite in front and a raw piece of, I want to say that's another raw piece of azeztulite there. Okay, right. I think I have a lot of azeztulite. I have more azeztulite than, because I couldn't give it up. I'm pretty sure. Gosh. If it wasn't azeztulite, wow, was this a raw piece of apophyllite? I'm going to have to go check. I'm second guessing myself. Well, I'm second guessing. I'll have to go back to my notes and report back later. So I want to report back on the Schumann and then my apophyllite or azeztulite. They're both kind of close. They're really powerful quartz. All right, so I'm going to put this tarot here. My. We are. Here we go. Okay. So let's see what the cards will say about us navigating our envisioning during these times. Oh, thank you about the King of Earth. Yeah, it literally jumped out when I was, my hands are small. So I'm trying to become better at shuffling decks. I haven't gotten to the place, like these are very large for me. So I haven't now gotten to the place where I can actually, how some people do the cards like this. I have to hold them down and do like a map, playing poker kind of a thing. And that's not going to work. So we want, run it through the Santo, Palo Santo. So speak to us about our envisioning during these magical and intense times where we have things happening all over the planet that says, one country is bombing this other, which is not quite. Thank you. They are large cards. And we know it's not quite true. And whatever's on mainstream media about some more people, Marines just going over Switzerland, or they were going over somewhere where it's snowy type land. So whether it was Switzerland or Sweden, Copenhagen, supposedly they had nothing to do with the Ukraine. I think that story has more to it than what, of course, mainstream media is reporting, and it's all connected to either diversion and or cabal associated. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get shut off by saying that word, only because I don't have 34,000 million followers at the moment, and also because I'm not. If there are fact checkers or wherever they are, there's such a thing as cabal. Hello, deep state. Hello, satanic practitioners. There's just that. That's just a fact. We can all Google that, fact checkers, and we will find some definitions about that. Whether they're your definitions or the truth of definitions, we would find it. So that's just information that's there. Okay, so navigating our envisioning during these intense times, and especially because we are, even for me, so you're reminding me, one of the things I wanted to do is start automatic writing. I usually automatic write in my hand, asking for yes or no. Sometimes they talk to me in sentences, and I get a little information that way. But I want to start putting it to paper and actually spending some time sitting. So in the morning or whenever I would like to spend my half hour somewhere, as I call in or command in my codes, shield my chakras, which my book, I don't know where my book is right now. I'm including more chakras than what have been talked about. There's like 13 to 16 more, so I include those in terms of becoming a galactic human. That's just me. That feels correct to do. And I can go over that at the end of this, so I can get on with the card reading because that's what you showed up for. But I can go and cover that in a little bit just to show you, which I probably have in the past, just to remind you, and then one day cover that too as well. So how would you like to tell us tonight or speak to us tonight to support navigating our envisioning, our visions for our future during these intense times? Because we do want support over our manifestation. We do want to be reminded of our power. We do want to feel that support in our envisioning in a cottage to come that has a cloud bathtub, definitely bathtub, window in every room, and French doors, and place for all the things I've said. And you must have your heartfelt, dreams and connections, whether they're for your family, which you can put out for them, of course. They are their own creators. So you can put forth, hold space for them. But I encourage you having your own little dream or fun about you, whether it's health, age and look, age and, exercise, travel, home, new friends, community, that which brings you joy. Because have you grow in your mastery in the space where you are right now, and as you travel out, whether it's on errands or actually creating a new adventure in home, because this is about you, how you will be in service on the planet, touching others' lives, holding the space for others, or maybe even having a business of some sort to bridge community and others together. You can help manifest others' potentialities by envisioning greatness for them, supporting their hearts, dreams, and works and efforts, or that they have their epiphanies. But you can't take your Harry Potter self, your wand, and zap them, because that would be another type of control and spell casting. But you can absolutely hold the space. And if they're willing to absolutely draw in the magic that we're going through, they will. just by the mere thought and desire, it exists. Like for all of us, all our dreams are like right here. That veil has to be just, pushed aside like the shower curtain, and we have to truly believe that it's there and feel into. So, what do the cards want to say about our envisioning? How can you support us? And I'm always appreciative when you're not 9 and 10 cards, but let us know, because this is trying to include so much for the people tuning in. But I know that you'll give me just the information that's required around this support envisioning during these magical, intense times of the things that we are wanting. What you're saying is the energy for us this evening. Wow. This is really interesting. So that 3 cards. 4. All right, we've got 5 cards. How I do that is if it just feels like I should stop, is how I pick the cards. Oh, okay. This sort of is a really nice evolution here that's going on. Now, just before I read the cards, a little more suspense. So the moon that we've had, the full moon, is the worm moon, okay? The worm moon is the last full moon of winter of this 2022. So it marks the end of the cold season, and it's the glimpse, it's the rollover into spring. So, and it's the first full moon end of winter. Its name comes from that earthworms are actually going to be coming out now more because the soil is warming up. So they're coming out of their hibernation, making their way out through the soil. And the name also was incited by Native Americans. There was someone else, another, I think, explorer, that noticed how there were worm type or beetle type larvae coming through the thawing bark from end of winter. So it wasn't just earthworms, it was other types of larvae coming through many different trees and perhaps other plant life that this larvae and other larvae type hibernated in only in their rebirth in the spring to be coming forward and become full insects or whatever. And let's see, so the full moon peaked last night, the 18th, in the northern hemisphere, which we are. Is 2 days before official spring, the 21st. I was reading that you may have been able to see some planets along with the full moon and craters of this worm moon. Now, definitely binoculars and telescope were suggested, but sometimes you can actually see what appears like the holes or wormholes. And the planets themselves, like Saturn, Venus, and is it Mars? Mars may look like stars or shiny objects, unless you do have a telescope to see them with. So, yeah, and it's interesting because I was asking, could we see them? And I didn't specifically notice any stars around the moon, but if the night were clearer, I'm sure that you could see something, especially in some different places in the US, you probably could. So the Northern Hemisphere has to do with, I wrote that down so I could tell all the countries. I know I wrote them down. USA, Canada, Russia, countries of Europe, like, listen to this, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, almost like Azkaban, Armenia, and listen to this, Georgia. Now, I never knew there was a European country, or maybe I forgot, but reminders, as in the Georgia Guidestones in Georgia. Well, the Georgia is right near, I want to say, It's right near like where is it? Where is it? That has to do with Armenia. I think it's near Armenia, Turkey, and Russia. But it is a country. I think that it's on the border of what introduces Europe. That's Georgia. Isn't that interesting? We have a interesting, right, during these times, a Georgia in the United States, a Georgia in Eastern Europe. What could that mean? We had the DC, Washington, DC, which is owned by British Columbia, not part of the United States. London City, that also had its own laws. So DC, London City, Vatican, own laws. There are so many things that come up, right? That when you start to look, there's more information, more information. What does this mean? What is it connected to? Is it just, yeah, it's just that name. It's just that name. Really? How do they get names? What are behind the names? Who are behind the names? So anyway, so I wanted to kind of cover that. Um, let's see. Also, it's very interesting. Also, very interesting how by keeping track of the names of moons, that donates seasons, and human beings when they were interacting, if they couldn't speak their language, they might look at a moon, they would know what month they're in, and they could communicate via that, either that language of the moon, what month they were in by the moon, whatever it was, we have the wolf moon or an August type moon or the apple moon or whatever, the worm moon. So we can call them certain names, and people through lineage of culture will know what month or what season is going to be coming in or following. And that was also help. That was the calendar, old calendar. Georgia, part of the USSR. It may have been. I was starting to read about that it was part of something because it's near Ukraine too, I think. But I do remember it's a considered a country, its own country, its own landmass that introduces going into Eastern Europe. So it very much might be part of Russia, but it has its own identity. So that's pretty. And know what? If I'm wrong, you can tell me. And now later I'll go look up, but you can tell me. I could be wrong. I was like trying to gather as much information and finding a lot of coincidences connected to looking things up, but wanted to remain, more focused on the cards. And it's just interesting what you can find, almost going down rabbit holes, but what's interesting. So it brings up conversation, dialogue about what's really going on in the world. So we're in our spring equinox. So we're coming out of winter. We're going into a spring season. The equinox is Latin for actually equality of night and day. We're the closest distance to the celestial sun, and that's in the northern hemisphere, which happens twice a year. So it happens now, and it happens on September 22nd. So the celestial sun. So if this is the like equator, and picture the world is a round ball in the equator, then you have the celestial equator, and so it's like this would donate the closest like measurement from Earth to the sun. The way I understand it, it was like it's a different kind of measurement. Oh, celestial equator, excuse me, not celestial sun. So this is like what we think of the equator around the ball of the Earth, and cut through the middle, and then this is the celestial. So when it's spring equinox, then the sun is closest distance, and when it's the what's the winter, the solstice, so it's the furthest. The furthest is the sun is the furthest distance based on this slant that they put through the space of the Earth. So that part I know. There's more to it though, but without going into like so much. So we're going to the the closest distance right now, right? We're going into longer days. All right. Yeah. I just found it was interesting, all these countries that came up that were in the Northern Hemisphere. It's not just all the USA, it's all these other countries that, if you're not in grade school, you might not know of them. Of course, I don't even know in grade school if they even go over Azerbaijan or Armenia or Georgia or Turkmenistan. So Georgia is a country because that's part of, yeah, that's what I looked up. So Kazakhstan, evil, that was supposed to be evil, an evil new world order headquarters. Oh my gosh. Russia, yeah, countries of Europe. So, Canada is in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is great. And that's another interesting, like sometimes when people do different healings or come up with different numerology, sometimes they might base it on a hemisphere you're in. So, like, I don't know, I'd have to look it up, but like our spring is different than some other places in the world, spring or winter. It's just different because of where they are on the planet and all that. But we'll just go into the topic and I'll get the numbers down. But anyway, so it just becomes so interesting. All the things that are connected a little or a lot, and they all lead back and circle around to each other. All the things that you can know and look up. So the first card that came up, 1, 2, 3, there were 5 cards. So 5 cards that's 5 is always about adventure, manifestation, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. Someone wrote on their telegram that there's a 5, which I believe is faith, surrender, let's say truth, trust, and love. Faith, surrender, truth, trust, and love. Earth, air, fire, water, spirit. We're in these very intense now times. That's why manifestation also is so key, to write, to go in the backyard and just blah, 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 whatever it is, and feel into it or dream into it at night, talk about it here with friends. So this is, you hold in your heart a space to be filled. Don't all of us, especially coming out of these last 2 years of finding out, figuring out, being ourselves, wanting to shine for others, noticing others for ourselves. And just briefly, and I'll go into it more, here the woman is coming out of her hiding, her, she was in a cave, like hibernating, hidden away, meditating, having dark night of the soul, but she's ready to come out and be, she's full bosom. She's ready to be her full self, her earth goddess, sensuous. She's ready to have more fulfilling liveliness, aliveness. That's what I'll say for that right now. It's a number 35, which is a number 8. Right? 8 is good. We'll go over all that, the cards in that in numbers. Think outside the flock. We get this a lot in my readings. Truly recognizing what's going on, being the leaders in our community, being the leaders for ourselves, knowing that we've been part of the matrix, are in a matrix, and yet we can shift the matrix because the matrix doesn't have to rule us. We see things we were some, or you may know of, or feel part of more divine and ancestors, our ancestors who put us here and or were watching over us, or even the evil ancestors, recognizing that we have a reptilian brain. That's another thing that I should actually talk about, the reptilian brain. All the humans have it. So why did God, the God creator mind, give us a reptilian brain? How are we related to our different space cousins, evil, and the benevolent light warriors? We're all connected. We're all like just slightly removed and related, and we're all from infinite mind for sure. 29, 9, 10, 11, which is a number 2, because 11 translates to 2. This is really good. You're going to like this. This is how these two cards play off each other too in terms of numbers. So we have a 52, which is 7. Yeah, prepare for a spiritual awakening. This is a real interesting card, and I probably lost sight of this. It's been a while, but see the Merkaba, the male triangle pointed up, the female triangle pointed down, and there's then another symbol in the middle, which almost looks like a peace sign. It also has a little bit of a balance type symbol to it. In this image, there is also a very interesting, like a portal. There's a somewhat of a sundial, which is actually in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, like in 8 pieces, which I think would have some significance, wheel-like. And then there's a not a lantern, it's like an urn with something in it, but there's several portals. It also looks like you could also imagine several entities coming through the portal. There's different almost portals. It's like there's an energy field in this. It's a little bit hard to see. Just the way that's shining. So around the iconic king figure or traveler figure, he's got a little bit of an energy field around him, and then those are in several places in this particular cave where it said he walked through and got different epiphanies, insights, went to another place to gain information and knowledge, and then come back to his people. Okay, so that's 7. Oh my God, this is number 9. Sharing your wisdom and your skills with the world, cosmic, divine consciousness. And this is like, your goals within reach. This is all really good. We're going to go over this. And then the last one. Okay, we got 2. Remember, 2 nights ago we had 99. We have 99 again tonight. So we've got to do the angel 99. It's all going to go together. This is so good. You're not alone in the universe. We have invisible helpers watching us. We are not alone. Even when you go into deep, dark space or a quiet place, that's for me and for you. We have angelic helpers watching over us. You're not alone in the universe. And this actually happened, I believe, in 1983, 1984. Okay, so we're going to go through the cards. And how are they trying to help us envisioning, for our creation, envision in these intense times? So first, you hold in your heart a space to be filled. And like I said, we've gone through an intense historical time. We still are in it. A lot of us are absolutely coming out more. We have known many things, but we're not wearing our mask. We have known many things. We feel more comfortable in most places. The fake law called the mandate, the fake surrection, the fake impositions, they're going away. Even for many people who are told by a certain date, you better get injected or else you lose your job. Well, all those in many, many places are stopping. All the things that said, you need a passport, you need to show your vaccine to go to a musical event or a concert or a sport, all those are going to fall aside. And all the many people who got 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever boosters, vaccines, to go to a place because they didn't know to pay attention to the body, or maybe they're just not there. They just did it. You hold the space in your heart to be filled. We have sold ourselves short, which is how we find ourselves in this situation in the first place. Not only was it, yes, prophesized, but imagine if we had caught on really big time, really consciously 60 years ago, 25 years ago, 150 years ago, caught on. We'd be having a whole different timeline, a whole different conversation. So hold on to your heart, a space to be filled. Oh, where's my book? Oh, sorry. Where is it? Okay. You are so good to stick with me. I appreciate you. You know, there's things I've memorized and things I haven't, so I want to just really read it so thoroughly in terms of all this. And there's so much to include. So yeah, if you ever have a reading with me, it's going to be like be the hour and a half for sure because there's too much to say, so much to gift you. Okay, so number 35. Where are you? The reason, so you're also helping me teach me. Part of me going into this book again is because I so want to go so much deeper into these cards. And I've been doing a little bit of that on my own. So there is no empty space in the universe. Try thinking in this way and see what manifests in your life. Sadness and loss are temporary conditions. So, coming out of our restrictions, quote unquote, darkness, questioning ourselves more, questioning everything. Sadness and loss are temporary conditions. Remember, like in Star Wars, famous line, Yoda character, do not mourn those who have gone to the Force, because between you and I is the field, and they are in the field. We are part of the field. In fact, and I may have said, you may have heard this on Facebook. So Landria Onka, Onkka, right? She was speaking about this the other day, and she was basically saying what I've started to say either this morning or yesterday. If I cut off my head and you want to go explore all the pictures in my brain to see what I was really about and all those secret things I might not have expressed or wanted to reveal to you that I've done or could share, couldn't share, whatever, you wouldn't see a collage or a montage or any kind of linear line of photographs of a memory in my brain. They don't exist. There's nothing in here. It's empty. What we retrieve, what we are willing to open up to energetically gets downloaded. That's why all of us have the power of psychic ability, of manifesting, of pulling it into alignment in these physical bodies by creating our own even definitions of ourselves and our power. We have so much power. Be now, be here now, pull it in, talk powerfully. Don't always rely back, like fall back on, oh, this whole thing I'm wearing, or oh, I'm like ugly, whatever my age, whatever. Stop it. You have so much power. I always tell you, so many days, you are powered by the stars, you're above from the stardust. So she's come out of her cave. The losses are temporary. We are coming out of a time of probably thousands of years of accumulated interesting beliefs that don't always serve us, but that we may do with. We're coming out of a time. It's like everything, everyone plays the part, right? Remember I talk about everything goes back to the evil, all like bad or us, or everything gets transmuted into the God force, and God force, the consciousness, will then donate where all this energy goes. And us who remain in soulness, in the invisible little blips of light, we will get to decide how much we want to play. And also, I'm understanding and I'm open for, we are going to, in these bodies, get to define if we want to stay longer in Earth in one body, that we can regenerate, rejuvenate, another 300, 500,000 years, 10,000 years, immortality. If you want to stay and become a planetarian traveler, historian, live life just enjoying Earth and interaction with people. So there are going to be super choices, and you get to decide. You always get to decide. There's always choices until you're right in front of the firing squad, the last minute choice. Well, I'll come back. Bless all these people. You still can think of last minute things. I mean, certainly if you're in front of the firing squad, it's very unlikely you're going to go to college at that moment. If you're in front of a firing squad, it's very unlikely you're going to get to go shopping and pick out a new dress. But you have last minute choices of thought that you can leave the body with and leave that energy on Earth. So it's really interesting. These bodies that we're in, they're clumpy, lumpy, but the thoughts that we're downloading, will they keep us light and radiant and feeling like we can dream and accomplish and be assisted. These are the things I want us to think about, have us live into our beingness, our isness. And so you hold in your heart a space to be filled. Our hearts, since they radiate, they're the powerful organ in the body, they radiate and magnetically attract, and others can feel. So even coming out of hurt and sadness, fill us back up. Remember, even though you want to be service to others, perhaps, right? We're going into the age of Aquarius, we're in the age of Aquarius. Fill back up on yourself. You've got to take care of your mechanism. You've got to take care of the soul and the body. Got to fill back up on yourself. And this is really good. This is the first card of these 5 cards about our um about our envisioning. There's no empty space in the universe. Try thinking in this way and see what manifests in your life. Pull it out of the invisible, because that's the power of your envisioning. Okay, and number 8 is the infinity circle, the 8 continuous infinity, yin and yang, the balance, the harmony, also abundance, which this card was talking about abundance and leadership and manifestation. Think outside the flock, which is number 2. Again, yin, yang, the balance vibration, um, male, female, co-create with the universe. Co-create with the universe. Seeking harmony in conflicts. And it resonates with peace and flexibility. And where even though there's talk of the war or whatever, even though there's talk of the off-worlders, on-worlders, battle, cleaning up, even though there's talk of going into new money system and people doing cryptocurrency and getting ready with silver and gold, which I haven't done that at this time. Some people I know, I know a couple that they've sort of done a little bit. But I don't think it's going to just happen overnight where, oh my God, what are you doing with my money? Are they going to honor it as silver? Are they going to honor it as gold? Or, oh my God, I don't have any fiat. I don't have any dollar. I don't think it's going to, like, scary. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think just like anything, there's going to be introduction. People's money does get honored. We're going to see more like, oh, my debt was wiped out. Oh, I had $500. Where did that come from? Oh, there's thousands of dollars. Where did that come from? And maybe that's not me, maybe that's you. I mean, there's going to be different things that disappear because we're going to find other. We're going to be gifted back what was taken or gifted, so that everyone, like, let's just give a real quick example. Let's say everyone gets $1 million a year. Everyone all of a sudden is a millionaire. $100 million. Maybe some people, due to what they paid taxes on, they might look like they have $4 million. But no one will have less than $1 million, or no one will have less than $100 million. I mean, isn't it kind of fun to think that way? Rather than, well, I don't know, what's going to happen, and I'm really scared. Oh, how about just like, I'm doing the best I can do, and I'm going to stay light, and the universe will take care of me. If my $50 isn't here, it'll show up somewhere else. Why not think like that? It's lighter, it's freer, it's funner. Think outside the flock. Yeah. Allow yourself to connect to your higher self. It points to the vibration in relationship and communication. And we're going through that now. People's blankets are coming off their face. They're discussing what it's like when they had the blanket on their face. They don't, I've overheard a little bit, didn't want to offend anybody by taking my blanket off my face. Those were still some of the sleepy, controlled people in terms of sometimes age, wanting to do the right thing, just to get to their job, to get to their school, to do what it was to belong to the herd because, oh gosh, excuse me, God damn it, The motherfucking little young people. Why do you want to run after your lambskin so bad to jobs that you're not going to really like anyway when you graduate? Because most people that graduate from the college don't even do all the job that they went to, or they don't do it for long because they get married and get babies, or whatever. God bless you. You just didn't know, you didn't have that hindsight. So bless these people who put injections, some that are going to be lethal, some that will be able to be retracted, some that are just a little bit of junk, some that are just saline, but they did it because they didn't understand the power that is their soul, the power that is their energy. But some of you did. No matter what, you stood your ground. You did your best. You stood your ground. You just knew. Some of us came into this time as leaders and warriors of light, of goodness and grace, because no matter what comes out of our mouth, we knew that we've been, oh gosh, I'm going to say it, motherfucking played with. And you knew it, and you just didn't want to give that up. Would rather be homeless, houseless, dragging your animals with you, crying in cars, getting to whoever's house you could, or whatever bridge tent or whatever we were going to live under. But we were not going to acquiesce to poison and mind control. We just were not into it. In fact, probably more to the rebellious side, or some of us quiet. We were not going to at all comply. And again, my heart goes out to those who, in a sense, sacrifice themselves for expansion of the planet. On different levels, sacrifice of themselves. You are immortal. Make your decisions carefully. 7. Prepare for your, I think that's a prepare for a spiritual awakening, number 7. This one is interesting. You are immortal. Make decisions carefully. Remember, I'm telling you, you're powered by the stars. We're housing our soul in our body. Every time we eat something, even just say, I'm going to eat this right now, and I'm just going to bless it. I'm going to eat this right now, and thank you so much. Even just a little bit, Just give it some light. Give it some light words. A little, some of you call it, do you actually use your hands in prayer? I'm kind of lazy. I'm just like, oh, this is so good, and I really want it, and thank you very much. I'd like to get better in that practice to share that with you, because everything is energy, everything vibrates. Food, most of the food, it was alive. A plant was alive before it came in pasta. A plant was alive before it was flour. A plant was alive. It had a consciousness to it. It gave of itself. It died. It sacrificed itself so that we might live, we might thrive, where everything's connected to everything else. Let me just read this one because he's so cool, this particular guy. All right, where's the page? 52. So he's near the end. We are immortal spirits dwelling in 3 third-dimensional body templates. The imprint of everything we do remains with us and will affect our future incarnations. Think your actions through before you take them, and be mindful of the effects they may have on others. So for me, I'm rethinking all my swearing, and I'm rethinking all my attack on words. Not because I'm really going to stop myself, but because I have an appreciation of an incident that happened today, but also because I like to think I'm evolving more in the place where the swearing is less and less because I'm accepting more of others, allowing them to be who they are. And what their decision was for their soul was theirs. It doesn't have any, and I don't have to have it have any impact on my next decisions. What I will do and think will radiate out from me strongly in such a way as to be felt and rise vibrations. So their lower energy or their thoughts in their way may exponentially be waves and bumping into me, but I can then retreat and say, no, thank you, I do not comply. I am invincible. I am radiant. Thank you for your sacrifice. I understand you did the right thing. I wish in some ways we had bumped into each other earlier on, that I may have shown you something that would have led to an epiphany. However, I know souls come to the planet and they become mirrors. so we all can learn something about each other, right? The story from Rumi, which someone offered, and I love this. God had the mirror of truth. It shattered into a billion pieces, infinite pieces, and every being picked up a piece. Every being picked up a piece of the mirror of truth. Together, putting the puzzle, we have where we're from in, indisputable. We have the truth of the world and worlds, of histories beyond histories, indisputable. Putting all our pieces together. Isn't that wild? Isn't that something to think about and smile about and be joyful and maybe even, could be a little bit of trepidation because like, oh, we're really gonna know. You're really gonna know. All you big mouths out there, you're really gonna know. All you famous or not famous people out, you're really gonna know. Gonna be reflection back upon you. Gonna know. Know it. Start to know it now. Start to feel it now. Be the vibration. Be that change you want to be. Be the vibe, that powerful vibe. You weren't here to play small. You were here to lend your grace bursting out. Ah. Your goal is within reach. Number 45-9. Share your wisdom and skills with the world, divine consciousness. Don't let your energies be worn down and take it for granted. Fill up on yourself. Share your skills. Even like say for me, I might think, oh, I get that skill. I can't do this. I can't do because we compare ourselves. If we're comparing ourselves too much, if I compare my channel to other famous people out there, then what you kind of have is, who would listen to me? You know what? It's not about that, really. And I kind of care and I kind of don't care. I absolutely want a lot of people to come in and talk and listen, come in and talk and feel an epiphany, rise up. But it's not so much I don't live vicariously. There are millions of people that will show up. Hello, I would let you know if I am, but I'm not. And they aren't here anyway. There's 3. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you. And it's fun for me to be able to report or share or feel a feeling and kind of put that out there that maybe whatever I say sparks that intuitive feeling for you or that epiphany or that mindset that says, I'm going to take action on this or no, I'm going to relax about that. Yeah, I'm not going to judge myself next to them. Screw that. Or I think I'm going to start this project. I won't talk about it now, but I think I'm going to start this project and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do little by little. I'm do little by little. Yeah, good. Because by coming together in dialogue, we're supposed to just offer all kinds of solutions and feel good about them because all the solutions we will come up with will be good for you and mine will be good for me. And together that's okay because there'll be 10 people who want your solutions and 9 people who want mine and no one size injection fits all. Between soul contract, what we've put into the computer bank, into the heart, into the blood, what kind of drugs we may be taking through the foods we eat, or what we may have consented via our doctors or holistic practitioners, or we are a walking chemical basket. We really don't need doctor shit. But we have beliefs that don't work for us, that are in the way. We second guess ourselves. We run down our mechanism too low. And then perhaps we need to invite some other tools from the toolbox. And there you go. But also what's happened is we played like that doctor knows best. No, the doctor knows best. The doctor goes pee-pee just like you do. The doctor makes mistakes just like you do. Could have a car crash. The doctor picks his nose or runs out of toilet paper or whatever. The doctor doesn't know more than you. And if they know more, they know because they studied some Latin. And they remember the definitions. And they connect the definitions to a drug that's made from a laboratory. They could also connect the definitions and connect it to a plant and tell you to go to the plant if that was their interest and or training. So you can buy a book and look up definitions and you, physician, can start to heal thyself too, in many cases. Because before Western Mama came along, what did people do? They had grandma recipes. Also, of course, we've been bombarded by all kinds of chemicals in our food and in the air. So, you know, think of how miraculous you are. Think of how miraculous, how much a God you are on earth just by that. A God, goddess on earth, just by that. Remember all like Coca-Cola had Coke in it. Did you ever take a Coca-Cola in the olden days, the Coke bottle, and clean your bicycle chain and watch it become shiny? And we drank those things. Really? What the heck was it doing to our intestines? That we didn't die from that, mother. Wow. Your goal is within reach. Oh, it's okay. I think we're beyond the guy now. Be mindful of the effects. So yeah, I want to be mindful about, because of the road that I'm on, I want to be mindful and be accountable. And like I say, if ever I insult any one of you, not that I'm looking for trolls or anything like that, but you need to speak up, because we all need to be more like, okay, so not every day, almost every day I get this tea. And my friend takes the tea bag out with his hand. And you know what? I'm not germophobic, but I don't like thinking like human cells are sloughing off into my cup. So I too am figuring out a way like how to say, I love you very much. Could you pick up my tea bag like with a spoon? I'm not telling the same thing. I'm not germophobic because I feel like, you could sneeze on me, and while I may not like it for the moment, I'm not, not gonna get anything. It's just, not going to, because that's my mindset strong. Like, oh well, because you wouldn't even want your lover to upchuck a Huey on you or anything like that. I mean, it's a little bit gross, but it's just one of those things. Like, it's like pee-peeing. You don't want to pee-pee on someone, generally speaking. You want to pee-pee in the appropriate place, right? Or if someone has an accident and pee-pees, you clean it up. You don't keep stepping in the pee-pee unless you're in a place where you can't clean up the pee-pee, and then you might have to step in it, right? So, so I too have little things to learn and find a way. And is the situation with a tea bag with hands on it into my cup gonna kill me? No, am I dead? I'm not dead yet. It's been happening for several weeks. And before that, he used to have gloves on, which who knows what the hell he was making with the barista thing with the gloves on, right? So he's a very dear person. I don't want to hurt feelings, but I'm going to say something. This conversation has really helped me. Thank you. Yeah. So we need to be careful. It's not what you say, how you say it. And then you be there for your friend if they need a hug, right? Your goal is within reach. So number 9, two nines together, goal is within reach. So what we're desiring to manifest, the cards are saying, yeah, definitely. So me and my cottage where I'm going to live, and I think Florida, I get a little concerned. I'm going to be totally dumbass wrong. But I already now belong to 2 groups, one in Massachusetts, and they let me have a dual membership for Florida to see what I can arrange for moving to Florida. And I'm so wanting that to be the correct space. But I'm sure that Spirit will enlighten me, and I will know, because a lot of the times I just keep getting right now that it's just to be open. Like, I'm not getting, I thought I knew the place I was going to go live, and either it's a piece of me second guessing, or I've changed enough where just be open right now. So I'll keep you posted about that. But our goal is within reach. That holy grail, that thing that we want more than just the stuff we have. I mean, it's there for us. We are being watched and helped and guided. It's right coming out of the ethers. It's being there. It's made manifest. We're just now about to put our hands on it in terms of freedoms, jobs, things we want to create, travel. Everything is on the verge. It's coming. It's coming. It's here. Some places are looking a little more freed up than others. Some places are still a little closed. And even like though Florida has been more open, quote unquote, I certainly know of people who've said, well, it's more blue here in this city or part of the state, or people who still want to wear masks, or corporations that are, I think what they've said is it's up to you. And some people still keep wearing the masks because their mindset is a just in case, or they don't want to offend, or maybe they're still really afraid and they are asleep, or the people around them who do know just don't know. It's very interesting conversations that may be happening at those jobs around that. So your goal is within reach. 45. Let's just see about the support on that. Because what you have chosen to do is aligned with your soul path, you will receive the help and support necessary to complete the task. I wish that you feel very encouraged by that your dreams matter, that what you wish to take on matters, that what you wish to be an example of in the world matters in your immediate home community, in the community that you don't yet live in. I wish that these words help you. Because you have chosen to do what's aligned to your soul path, you will receive the help and support necessary to complete the task. Number 9, share your gifts with the world, your wisdom. Also, you are not alone in the universe. This actually happened where the cosmonauts saw angels in the air, in the deep, dark space, quote unquote. They came, they were open, they were into discovery, and they found that they were not alone in the universe. So 26. And then we're going to do number 99. Okay. Adapt. This is really good too. Adapt to things outside your comfort zone and know that we live in a diversified multiverse. This will keep fear at bay and you will be ready to interact with what is unfamiliar and evolutionary. Doesn't that speak to right now? Doesn't that really speak to envisioning what you want in the face of people talking war, and if they still need a hoo-ha in the arm, or people who won't take off a face blanket or look at you funny, or jobs are hiring, jobs are not hiring, or travel right now. Isn't it very interesting? Adapt to things outside your comfort zone and know we live in a diversified multiverse. I'm not saying to go fly and get a hoo-ha in your arm to adapt to that. I'm just saying there's so much going on, and that when you start to just apply who you are and moving forward, all that will keep fear at bay, and you'll be ready to interact with what is unfamiliar and evolutionary. Just like, I think, I walked into the airport without the motherfucking thing on my face. I talked to a couple of people. I wasn't going on the plane. I was just trying to help somebody who didn't speak English, who I'd given a ride to. I put the hazard lights on. I think I even probably put my, I think I did put my handicap sticker, but if I didn't, I put my hazard lights on. I helped a lady get in. She couldn't speak English. She was going somewhere, and there were other people around me who spoke a little Spanish. It was at a Boston airport, and I stayed for a few minutes. There was a Gestapo there saying, "I don't have your fucking mask on. Get the hell out of here. What are you doing, you dumb blonde?" Blah, blah, blah. No, it didn't happen. People just looked at me. They're doing their thing. They gotta get on the plane. They gotta help people get on the plane. They weren't like, whatever. Yeah. No one's saying anything to me. So that was that part of the experience, and I definitely was not ever going to go on the plane, and I still will not go on a plane till the jazz ends. But that's me. But if I have to go to an airport, I'm going to just be myself. Adapt to things outside your comfort zone and know we live in a diversified multiverse. It also may be just, in moving, in starting a new adventure, and working with the multiverse. And as we take those bold steps forward, we're getting ready and everything else is getting ready with us so that we can interact with what is unfamiliar and evolutionary. We are in evolutionary times. This is a number 9 too. So let's go. Let me play again what number 99 means, and then I'm going to add these cards up. Thank you. This is a long talk tonight. So, angel symbology for number 99.
According to iPublishing, this number denotes enlightenment and progress in one's spiritual life. It's a gift from the angels, and if you can receive it, you can count yourself among the fortunate. Angels want you to know that you've reached a point in your mental development where you can see things in your life that you couldn't before.
Isn't that so telling about these times where our psychic and telepathic and clairvoyant abilities are rising up, that we're actually seeing through and beyond the veil, where many of us have been woken up to what is evil and what is good, or at least that vibration of, and knowing that something has been wrong, incorrect, and we are wanting to be on the either some people call the right side of history, or some people are calling the ascension, or some people are calling, standing up for the rights and what's virtuous. So this was so amazing that our angels are all about us, helping us. And now we're going to add the numbers together and see what this will be. 18. 7 and 2 is 9 and 8. 3 and 8 is 16. 26 plus 9. Okay, you'll still like this. All right. 19, 15. So all the 5 cards, the 5 which was about adventure and manifestation, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. This comes to number 8. Right? And just officially, you can read abundance, prosperity, infinite supplies, what you need. Sign of success, empower yourself. Let 8 boost your self-confidence, the energy flow of money. So the cards are basically saying to us in our envisioning, the help is there. Use your envisioning. Hold that space in your heart. Let yourself be filled with more that you want, and then know that you can share that out to the world. Think outside the flock. Be the leader, or be in such a way with those around you that you see, you get it, you are it, you're being it, you can have it, you're creating it, you're envisioning it. It is okay. The angels are speaking to us, that 99, they've heard us. You are immortal. Make your decisions carefully. You are God, goddess on earth. You are housing the soul that actually gives you the breath, that movement that turns on the breath and the heartbeat. You are in your mastery, remembering your mastery, remembering your missions, however big or little, in community, how adventurous, right? We need some people to stay and hold the space of the community there and build it. We need some that go into adventures and make bridges and go out and share the stories, right? Storyteller. I like being a storyteller, right? And your goal is within reach. So envisioning the universe, the cards are saying, this is the time. This is the great manifestation time. Envision what you want. Keep playing with that. It's right here. It's right here for you. And it's the number 9 about sharing your skills and your gifts with the world. And then you are not alone. Everywhere are angels. They're there. They're there for us to step outside our comfort zone. They're there cheering us to grab within reach, to envision what we would like, what our heart's passion is. This is really good. And then we'll do one more card to end the evening in the tarot. So How would can a tarot come forth to complement what we've just learned tonight about envisioning? We know that the king helped us a lot with the theme. And now we're going to go with a tarot that ends the theme of this evening, that solidifies our knowingness about envisioning. Empress. Empress. Number 3, mind, body, spirit. Things happening in threes. Oh, there was also the Fool was right next to it, but we're going to do Empress. The Fool was right behind the Empress. Things happening in threes, mind, body, spirit. Manifestation, flow of energies, magic in motion, the energy of philanthropy. The energy of philanthropy, manifestation, leadership. Go after your dreams, follow your heart, listen to your things that might be starting to happen or happen in threes. Yeah. Energy of love, wisdom, good fortune, and the Empress. Ending with tonight's cards to solidify all that we've talked about. Empress, fertility, spring, birth, growth, equinox, spring, birth, growth, newness. This is a wonderful time to give birth to new ideas and experiences. Spring, equinox. Nourishment is assured as I step into a new vision of myself, a new version of myself. My life is rich and ripe with possibility that I can manifest and create. I am a powerful co-creator, and life loves me right now. My world is brimming with potential and infinite possibility that will manifest for the highest good. You are not alone. Your goal is within reach. Think outside the flock. Your heart has more room to hold. What is that? What is it? The heart. Your heart hold in your heart a space to be filled. Gosh, you are immortal. This is all good, also complimentary. I don't make this up. I just pull the cards. I think this really helped tonight. I wish it helped you. If you have anything to say, please do leave comments. Please do forward this to people that it might help. And yeah, thank you for you. My little coyote heart loves you. You are powered by the stars. I look forward to talking with you again. Thank you for joining me, and have a great night. Bye.